Love Island Season 8, Episode 1. You can call me Trent B if you like. And I'm going to be covering Love Island from the perspective of like a straight male who's also married. Quick backstory real quick. I'm a huge Love Island fan. I got into it probably season 4. Last season was kind of iffy. It had some ups and downs, but I will say that just coming from last season, I kind of like the fact they got more regular people, not a lot of crazy influences from what I could see. At least I'll say that. Started with 6 people. That was kind of cool. They started with 6 guys and 6 girls. And it was something that was kind of funny. My wife kind of said this to me, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Like, they start with 6 people because I think they know that as soon as they drop the cast list, somebody's going to get doxxed and they got to kick them off, right? So I think that's interesting. And it's kind of smart for them. If you know who you are and you know you like to kick people off for any kind of discretion, go ahead, add a couple people, roll them out. So I think that's smart. They kicked off that girl that said the N-word. I didn't really care. And honestly, I thought her being on there would bring a little drama. She seemed like she had a little bit of, a little bit of the H word in her, a little bit of Huda in her. So she seemed like she could have been kind of interesting. So I don't really love the fact they kicked her off, but, it is what it is. So with doing that, they had to kind of push that Gabriel dude back I saw. So as you're saying, he came at the end of this episode. I don't know if he's going to be bombshell material. We're going to see. You've seen a couple seasons. You can see that they kind of got some archetypes, right? So I thought Sincere would have been a Jeremiah type, which it looks like he's pretty much going to be that. He's probably mixed. He probably likes spicy Latina, Afro Latina at the most. And that's kind of what we end up getting with him. His brother, I didn't really have too much thoughts on him. I don't even remember his little intro, to be honest with you. Only thing I would say about him is that the Brits, I'm kind of annoyed with them always bringing the Brits in. Like, why do they keep bringing the Brits in? Like, we are in the U.S. Like, I think bringing the Brits in, it pretty much shows that they're not serious about the whole situation, because these Brits, outside of probably Miguel, they don't come over here looking for love. Like, they may come over here, they may play the game so they could be on Love Island Games, All Stars, season 9, but they're not serious. They're not really trying to look for love. So I think that's always weird. And from what I understand, I've seen a couple UK seasons. They don't bring the Americans over there. So why do they bring them over here? Sean, I thought Sean had a lot of potential. Just watching him, he seemed like he could have been more of like the Taylor Cordell kind. Just watching his little intro, like a dude who got a kind of honest job. He seemed like a pretty smart dude. That's what I seen from him. But then when I seen him doing the competitions and the kissing challenges, Sean is overly freaked out, right? So Sean is super freaked out. So hence why he has a kid now. But the fact Sean's 29. Sean's lived a lot of life. He was in a 10-year relationship. And sometimes that's what comes with it, right? Now he has a little shorty doo-wop, a little buckaroo he has to take care of. And there's nothing wrong with that, I guess you could say. So I think his name is Bryce. I'm going to put the picture up here so you can see it. But he seemed like he could have went one of two ways. He seems like he could have either went the Austin way, where it's just like a American white boy, or the Nick way, right? Where he's going to be kind of have a little bit of flavor to him. I figured he wasn't going to be a wigger just by how he was looking, right? So after seeing his little thing, I couldn't really tell which way he was going to break. If I was pushed, I'd probably say he'd be leaning more towards the Austin route. My wife strongly thinks that she's giving a strong Les vibes. She wouldn't be surprised if 6 months to a year, she's popping out with a girl and got a short haircut, which I could kind of see it. It's not one of those things like if they said that about the Dominican girl, I'll be like, oh, no, that couldn't happen with her. But with her, I could kind of see it. And then we got Anaya. I would say Anaya's probably my favorite. Facially, she kind of gives me like a Kayla Nicole vibe. The Kayla Nicole that's Travis Kelce's ex. She looks like her in the face. She has a really nice body. She works for a nonprofit from a family where her dad is a basketball player. She seemed like she's not going to be pressed for money. She understands what it's like being around fame. So she would probably be the best catch, I would say, physically and just personality-wise. Kenzie. Kenzie, she's probably my least favorite, I would have to say. And, honestly, I'm a little biased. I don't typically go for just, mayo mommies just in general. But if just all together, she's not really like that popping just in general. So it wasn't too much surprise. It wasn't too surprising when Charlie's little brother told her he wasn't really feeling her like that, because I know she put the blonde hair in and she thought dudes was going to be just falling at her feet, but it's not really hitting like that. I hate to say it. We got Melanie. I like Melanie. I know they casted her thinking they were going to get Andreina 2.0, and so far so good. Physically, she's pretty. She's young. She seen her little opening, what they call a vignette. That was a little concerning when she was like, she just wants somebody to marry her or something like that. I don't have the word for word, but I didn't love that. That was kind of concerning. At 23, that's like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a cultural thing because she's like Latin, Dominican, but that was kind of concerning. I hope that's not a problem. I hope she don't do that on this show. I like her with Sincere. I think he made a good choice. Once I heard she was from Philly and he's from New York or New Jersey, I knew that was going to be a match. So I like them too. When I flipped to the app, I saw you could rank it 1 through 5. I would definitely rank them probably 2 right now. They're a solid 2. What you guys think about the door situation? I don't like this door thing. This door thing is weird to me. I don't know. I know it's supposed to be some drama and stuff, but I don't know. Like, I think the door thing would have been good at the end when they had to reveal who they like or reveal who's going to stay and who's going to try to stay open or whatever, who's going to be open. I like the door thing at the end. At the beginning, with the going through the door and kissing and open the door and kissing, I was like, who created this door thing? That was just weird to me. Somebody in the production room is like really, really interested in doors now all of a sudden. They really on doors. I feel like that started probably season 6 at some point. Obviously, the standard issue kissing. We knew that was going to come. I don't really love how it happened so soon. I don't remember if it was like that the other seasons, but for some reason, this season was really freaked out. Really strange to me. But the door twist, I didn't really love that. That was kind of weird to me. But, I think it was kind of interesting, nonetheless. Intros. This intro was buns. I don't know if it's because it was late and we had our phones in our hands or something, but this intro was terrible. I can't even tell you what the song sound like. I don't know why they did that, but they should have went back to what we all love. The one from season 6, Cordell and them season, that was so iconic. When I think of Love Island, that's what I think of. I don't know why they play with that. That was so weird to me, and why they keep changing it up. I'm gonna put it in here. Matter of fact, the song why not just go with that song? That was so much better. The intro was whack. The intro for last season was whack. I don't even remember what that was. I definitely don't remember what this was, and I just watched it. So I thought that was strange. That was a very strange choice. Yeah, 2 thumbs down on that one. That was terrible. So now at the end, that was cool, but they just overused it. I feel like they put that wall out there and was like, damn it, we're gonna use this wall. Hella high water. This wall is getting used. We spent a lot of money painting this motherfucker. This wall is getting used. So I feel like they wore the wall out. They pretty much used it for 3 different situations, which I think is crazy. Like, the game didn't need the wall neither. But whatever. As you can tell, I'm not a fan of the wall. Me and the wall is beefing now. And I feel like that's not going to be the last time we hear about that wall neither. Me and my wife, we thought we was really interested in how they did the cast reveal this time, because usually they rolled them out like, I feel like a month before, it felt like. Right? But this time they did it probably 3 to 4 days before, I feel like. Because it jumped out on Tuesday. Maybe it felt like a week. Maybe it was a week, right? So I get why they did it. I get why they took some time. But it was still a weird thing because people still got doxxed into oblivion. Like that one girl with the V name that said the N-word. We kind of touched on that already. But she still got doxxed. So it's like, I feel like they either need to just go and drop it like normal or don't drop a cast list. I think that'd have been way better if they just don't even do the cast list and just hit us with it right then. Number one, the anticipation gonna be through the roof. People gonna automatically think. I feel like people are mostly positive. People are automatically gonna think we're gonna have some bombs out there when they roll them out. And then also, you don't give people a chance to dox nobody. And I feel like stuff should play out more organically. Like, because I feel like you can give people at least 1 or 2 episodes before, they probably remove them for saying something anyway. But I feel like you give people more of a chance to kind of play their personality out. Because it could be somebody. It could be a potential fan favorite. If I had to title this, I'd say, "Damn, Sean." That's the only thing I could say. Damn, Sean, that was tough. That was a tough watch right there.